What's the deal, young world? Welcome back to my podcast, man. And I'm just out here chilling, man. It's a little bit afternoon, chilling in my car, man. And excuse me if you hear the birds in the background. You know, they doing what they do, singing to the Most High. You dig? But today's title of this episode is called "Some Dudes Got It, Some Dudes Don't." The very reason why God separates you from other people. Okay? Now, I'm making this, you know what I'm saying, just to advise people. You know, I noticed that it's a lot of individuals that feel like they need other people or many people to be validated of who they really is. Let me reiterate that. I noticed that many people need other people to praise them or glorify them for them to believe who they think they really is. Okay? Now, I don't just be getting on social media, man, just running my mouth. You can go, just look at the material that I didn't put up on YouTube, man, or whatever. You'll see my transition, man. I said one thing. I started out one way, and when I transitioned for the good and forever. You understand what I'm saying? Just to, get straight to the point of this subject, man. I'm gonna tell you a story before I delve a little deeper. I used to have people around me, man, not a whole bunch of people because I was never really a crowd type dude, you know what I'm saying? But I know many people and many people know me, you know? And I could remember a situation happening, man. This was years ago, you know. I ain't gonna say I wasn't really on my feet. I had my own. I wasn't really driving or nothing like that, you know. But I took care of my business, you know what I'm saying? I just wasn't where I'm at right now in life. So I used to do music. If you've been following me, then you know that. You know, I used to do music. I ain't made music in a while, man, you know, and this is the very reason of this subject why I chose to stop doing music and focus more on spreading the word, okay? That's more valuable to me, okay? For myself and for, other people. So I remember one night, man, this was back in like 2017, man. I was at the studio that I was going to, one of the studios I was going to, with this dude, you know what I'm saying, that I know through somebody else, you know what I'm saying? I go to the studio with him because it's his people's studio or whatever. You know, this is like 2 days before Thanksgiving or something like that. It's like 11 something at night, man. This is like out in the suburb of North Minneapolis, from North Minneapolis. I stayed over in North Minneapolis at this time, and I was probably 10 minutes away from my house, 15 minutes away or something. So we go to the session or whatever, you know what I mean? We lay it down or whatever. We was in there for about an hour or something. So we come out. It's the wintertime, man. If you're from Minnesota, you know about Minnesota, man. The winters can get real brisk down there, you know? So, or up there, I should say. So, we outside, man, and we smoking, and we letting the car run for a minute, you know what I'm saying, just so it can, heat up a little bit before we pull off or whatever. Now, the dude whose studio it was, he was parked, like, in the front of the driveway. It's 3 cars. 2 to the right, one almost off of the street, which was his car, and then his people car parked in front of his, and then his cousin, which is the dude I'm at the studio with, you know what I'm saying, in the beginning of it. He parked next to the dude's people car. So we all sitting in there, man. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. The dude whose studio it was, he's sitting in the back seat. We smoking or whatever, you know what I'm saying. We see a car come rolling past slow, you know what I'm saying, but we paying attention to it, but it's not slow enough to where we need to be alert, you understand? So the car rolled past or whatever. I want to say like a minute and a half later, man, a white truck pull up, and it pulled like on the opposite side of the street, and the back passenger door swing open. A little dude hop out, man, with his hand in his pocket, walk towards Buddy Kai, whose studio it is, hop in his car, and we this shit moving in, excuse my language, this stuff moving in slow motion almost, because we high and we can't even, We can't even believe that somebody got it. You bold enough from where we at, that you bold enough to pull up right here and hop in dude joint, right? So he kind of see it, and he jump out while dude bagging out of the parking lot with his car, bagging out of the draft dude with his car. This was really like a movie scene, dog. Fam ass tried to grab the driver door as Shorty was bagging out with the car. The Shorty ended up rolling off the curb, and by the grace of God, dude who Kai was let go, and he rolled a little bit and damn near hit a tree stump. A big, when I say a big tree stump, like the big kind that they had that they cut down. He almost hit the tree stump, and I was already out of the car by then. Dude who I came with, he took off after the dudes, cause you know what I'm saying. As they was doing all this, like Shorty was bagging out of the parking lot, dude hanging onto the door. It was another car, which was the same car that came a minute and a half before, that was coming slow. You know what I'm saying? So once Shorty bagged out, that car had, you know, he drove off, and then the Shorty followed him, and then that's when Buddy, who, you know what I'm saying, who Kai was, he drove after him trying to get his cousin Kai back or whatever. So he come back or whatever. He like, man, dude, I'm gone. So this is where the point of this story takes place at. Mind you, dog who I came with, I done had this nigga in my crib. You know what I'm saying? My girl done made something to eat. I done, hey, boo, fix him a plate for me. Woo, woo. I don't do this to everybody. You understand what I'm saying? I done had this dude in my crib, and I'm so loyal and not seeing that how niggas really is. I'm overlooking the fact that when I come to this nigga crib, you know what I'm saying, I'm standing outside or whatever. He never invited me in, but I'm seeing niggas who I don't like on social media in this nigga crib. So I'm like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? After the fact of the story I'm telling you, all of this started to sink in to me. You understand? So boom, I want to say maybe 3 days go past, man. I'm at the crib, and I see a car, a red car pull up outside with another one that looked just like Buddy car, whose studio it was. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, I know this ain't fam car. So I go outside. It's some little niggas sitting in his car, and it's some little niggas with some broads, some little teenage broads in the other car. So I walk past, and I'm on the phone with the nigga who originally brought me to the studio, who cousin Kai was. I'm on the phone with him, and I'm telling him, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm walking past, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking to him on the phone and shit. I'm like, excuse my language. I'm like, yeah, bro. I'm like, this your cousin Kai or whatever. Woo, woo, woo. But I walk around the corner, then I come back. I get Shorty and them notice me or whatever. So I'm like, yeah. I'm telling fam, I'm like, yeah, cause this is shit, bro. Excuse my language again. But this is what I'm telling him. He like, all right, or whatever. Woo, I'm finna call him. I'm finna have Auntie and them come over there or whatever with his, you know what I'm saying? Go bring him to get his car or whatever. I'm like, bet. So I guess one of the shorties must have noticed that I had my hand in my pocket. He like, shoot that shit then. So I look at him and I laugh. I go in the crib. Fast forward up, I want to say, now I'm talking to dude on the phone or whatever. I call him. I'm like, hey, I'm like, yo, Kyle in front of my crib, bro. I'm like, it's some shorties or whatever. Woo. I don't know if he put his mom on the phone. I don't know if she snatched the phone. But she get to asking me questions like I got something to do with it. Like, well, why you just didn't call the police then? Da-da-da-da-da-da. And you know me, I'm smart. I'm putting two and two together instantly off of any situation. I come to the understanding like, oh, okay, she think that I had something to do with her son Kai getting took or whatever. So, back to the story. Fast forward up a couple hours later. It's about 11:30 now. And it's like 4 cars outside in front of my crib. I don't know if he called them, like called the police prior to all this taking place right now with the 4 cars being out there when I had called him the first time, or if he just happened to pop up or something like that. But I'm sitting out here, I'm seeing everything from my window, man. It's like 4 cars outside. It's like 18 teenagers out there. Like 11 dudes, like 9 girls. On all of a sudden, the police pull up out of nowhere. And like 2 of the cars got away, but they grabbed 2 of them or whatever. They must have called dude. He come with his mama. He opened the I seen the police open the back door, and I guess they must have asked him like, do they know who the kids is or whatever. They must have shook their head and all. Hopped in the car, and this the part I never forget. He pulls up, I was looking out the window, mind you. When he got his car, he pulled up, and you know how the headlights from another car shine through the back of somebody's window, and it reflects off of their windshield, and it show their face. That's exactly what happened. The man pulled up, looked at my window, like through the passenger window, looked at my house, and then pulled off. So I'm waiting. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, give him time to get to the crib or whatever, so he can be like, hey man, good looking out, bro, for telling me about my car. Mind you, I had absolutely no idea about what was going on, except for this was his car and it got stole while we was over there. So boom. Time went on. I told you I had figured out from the first time I called and was talking to him, and he put his mama on the phone or whatever. Like, oh, they must think I got something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I start cutting niggas off. He started acting funny. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, okay. Lying to him about the studio was closed or getting remodeled or something. Then I see somebody who I don't like in his studio. So I laughed about it because I was 100% innocent. You know what I'm saying? Like, really damn near putting my life on the line to try to get his car back. And I'm not even knowing what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? The whole time they thinking I got something to do with it. So as time went on, years went on. Now, mind you, I ain't messed with none of these people. Nobody that you didn't see me do music with. Shout out to Minnesota Flame too, man. That's gonna be my guy. I ain't got no problem with him, man. I just, you know, I ain't hit his jack. But shout out to Minnesota Flame, man. He got a podcast. Y'all need to go check that out on Life. So I ain't talked to none of these dudes, man, who I done been in videos with, who I done did music with. None of that since COVID. It's 2024, so this is 2020 I'm talking about, you know, and I really didn't rock with dudes like that even, you know, then. I was still on my own thing. The point of me telling you this story is I did not start getting blessed. I'm talking about big blessings. Like, I ain't gonna even talk about it, man. Like, you can look on YouTube or whatever and check it out for yourself and analyze it and come to a conclusion yourself, but I'm talking about big blessings until I got these dudes away from me. And God was not only was, you know, he gave me time to be in solitude and you know, work on myself, but give me time to hear him too. And he told me a lot of things, man. Excuse me, y'all. I just got real passionate about what I was saying and dropped the mic. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, he told me a lot of things, man. One of the things he told me was, this dude and that dude, they really not for you. You know what I'm saying? And then over time, I started looking at stuff too. Like, I call niggas and be like, hey man, what up for the day? Wooty woo, wooty woo. Niggas, oh man, Joe, we ain't on that. We probably finna shoot out to this barbecue, these little bras barbecue or whatever. Wooty woo, wooty woo. All right, what time? Oh shit, about 2-something, 3-something, woo woo. That time come around, oh, we headed out here to wherever the address is, and all right, woo woo. They get out there. Now niggas ain't picking up the phone. Now, I'm not really tripping on it because I know exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? But it was God trying to show me, like, I need you to get away from these type of people. Like, these type of people with snakes and fakes and weird. Like, all you got to do is watch, like, pay attention to dude's character when you around them. Like, really pay attention to him. Like, I remember I was in the studio one day with this one dude. You know what I'm saying? He had his girl in there or whatever. We ended up chopping it up or whatever. We chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? And he started saying something. And I'll never forget it because I, you know what I'm saying? It's a gift and a curse when it comes to being able to, you know what I'm saying, just see through people and observe everything. The dude get to talking or whatever, man. And he look up. You know what I'm saying? He look up like he trying to, you know what I'm saying, gather whatever it is he's trying to say, and then he hurry up and look at the girl to see if she looking at me while he talking. I smirked because, man, like, come on, man, some dudes got it, some dudes don't, man. Like, dudes be real suckers, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man,